We're the only ones north of Grand Rapids doing anything like this. And as far as I know, there aren't many grassroots efforts like what we're doing anywhere in the country.
His initial plan was to do this for 5 years, and 29 years later, he was still doing it. So he set a great foundation for us for the Heroes Cup.
Welcome to Barefoot, the official podcast of Grand Traverse Resort and Spa and all things Northern Michigan. Whether you're dipping your toes in the lake, sipping wine on the peninsula, or playing your best round of golf, let us guide you on your next up north adventure. So for more than 30 years, Grand Traverse Resort and Spa has been home to something called the Bob K Classic. But for the last 2 years, Bob K, who is a member of the Grand Traverse Band of Ottawa and Chippewa Indians, kind of took a step back and went more on the planning and hosting side of things for the Heroes Cup. 2020 was the first year of the annual Heroes Cup, hosted by Grand Traverse Resort and Casinos at Grand Traverse Resort and Spa. And what an incredible event that it was last year, in a year where we needed something to pull people together, to fundraise and really celebrate coming together as a community. Johnny Barrientos, the general manager of Turtle Creek Casino and Hotel, is here, as long as Dave Mikowski, who's a chairman for Veterans in Crisis. And this year, the 2021 Heroes Cup is benefiting Veterans in Crisis. So thank you both for being here.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Thanks, Carol.
So let's first kind of dig into the background of what really starts as the Bob K Classic, Johnny, and you're very familiar with that event.
Absolutely. So as you said, Bob had this event for 29 years. A great recognition to him. Just the time and effort he put into this, right, on his own. It was on his own time, and I give him just a huge shout out for that. Like I said, our team is huge, and I don't know how they did it alone for all those years. So Bob did approach us at one point and said he was done. You know, he just wanted to enjoy golf. He didn't want to put it all together and reach out to everybody and get all the money situated and all that good stuff. So, but we waited until he was ready. Right, his initial plan was to do this for 5 years, and 29 years later, he was still doing it. So he was done. He was ready to step away and just enjoy some golf. He set a great foundation for us for the Heroes Cup, and you know, some of his thought process is what we brought to light today, contributing to our local community to events like Veterans in Crisis. So that was one of his discussions that him and I had. Bringing this to light was, you know, he wanted to make sure the goal was still there, and it was to contribute to our local community. So I think we've done a pretty good job so far. So
Bob Kiwagasham, again, he's a member of the Grand Traverse Band of Ottawa and Chippewa Indians. Yes. He's a tribal elder and a tribal counselor, and also just a very well-known name in the community up here in northern Michigan. And that Bob K charity fundraiser golf outing always benefited military, veterans, and first responders. And last year, when it changed over to the Heroes Cup in 2020, we raised funds for Munson Healthcare's COVID-19 Relief Fund, which was an incredible thing to do right in the middle of a global pandemic.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, it fit well, right, for the timing of it. But we were glad to help out. We were glad to do what we could. You know, again, we were still in the middle of that crisis. So the people that did come out and support us and donate some funds to us, and we were able to you know, send that off to a great cause. We were happy to do that.
$5,000 raised just through player registration and sponsorships, plus other donations. So an incredible thing that took place, and now we are here in the second year of it, 2021 Annual Heroes Cup, and we have another incredible local charity that we're partnered with, and that's Veterans in Crisis. With you, Dave, tell us a little bit about your organization.
We started 5 years ago. Each of us put in $20. At the time, I was the only combat Marine or combat veteran. Grand Traverse County, along with the other 20 counties we represent, which is everything from Newberry, east in the Upper Peninsula, down to Highway 10, which would be Ludington, due east all the way across to the Bay Area. And we just started simply to see if we could help with somebody's water heater, or somebody needed food, God forbid. Someone that's not as financially endowed as maybe you or I, but need a helping hand. And now we've gotten to the place where we're we've created a monster. And all of these veterans in crisis are coming out of the woodwork, which is a great thing. These are people who wouldn't normally seek out a veteran service officer because of the pride, or because they just don't think it would ever happen to them, PTSD or a TBI, or traumatic brain injury during combat. A lot of those things don't occur until later in life, or right away in life, depending on the battlefield. And so in our case, we just said, all right, we're going to just focus on northern Michigan. We're going to try to hook our wagon up to as many people, advocates, who feel the very same way we do about veterans. And then we're going to see if the snowball becomes a snowman and becomes an abominable kind of a thing, a monster down the road. And that's exactly what we've now realized has happened. And it's a blessing. We're the only ones north of Grand Rapids doing anything like this. And as far as I know, from the national director of the American Legion, who I had dinner with a couple of weeks ago here, was telling me that there aren't many grassroots efforts like what we're doing anywhere in the country. So we have a long distance relationship with other veteran service organizations around the country. And if somebody calls who is in need, maybe in San Francisco or wherever, all they have to do is just go into the veteran.org line, and they can find something similar to boots on the grounds activities like what we're doing here.
Wow.
Why? I mean, there's a number of reasons why an organization like this is so important, but I think it's in your name, right? These veterans are in crisis, and you have that rapid response to assist them.
Right, and that's the other part of this. That's a great point. There's only 1/3 of the total veteran population receive services. That's a startling statistic when you start thinking about how many wars we've been in since we've all been alive. And that means 2/3 aren't seeking help. They're not looking for veteran administration benefits. They don't care about the resources because they're afraid. And so when you figure 1/3 of the veteran population, of the total population in northern Michigan, that really focuses on a very small targeted group, roughly about 10,000, 15,000 veterans. Then we have the Native American side. And I've been involved with the tribe for a number of years, and we found that it's a high population in Native American communities. And so what we want to do is break that ceiling and let these veterans know that they've got an ally, and no questions asked, no payback. The funds will go direct. If you need a $400 water heater installed, we'll come out, install it as soon as the board gives a thumbs up that we're ready to go. We can have that thing installed within 48 hours of the time we meet the veteran.
So you're there to just, really help anyone and anyone who
No
needs it, that has served or given their time
Honorably,
and efforts to our country.
Yeah, they have to have served.
And like you mentioned, Dave, there is a large number of Native Americans from that community who've served in the military too. So when you look at an event like this and you take what Bob Kay did for 29 years and you turn into the Heroes Cup, these are heroes who deserve to be honored and supported.
Absolutely.
So there's other ways that Turtle Creek has, and Leonasians have also helped out with this. I know there was the Cash In for Kindness.
Yes. Cash In for Kindness worked out awesome. And again, we partnered with Veterans in Crisis. And I believe the total amount for the year was about $18,000 that we proudly contributed to the cause. And it's stories like this that just catch me off guard sometimes, because statistically, right, we don't know a lot of that stuff. We're just kind of here talking, and until you get to the source and you start hearing that stuff, it really makes you proud that that we've selected a group like yours, and not only selected, but we'll continue to work with a group like yours. So we're really looking forward to this Heroes Cup being a real success for you guys in our local community and our veterans, and we're so proud to be a part of that. So thank you for that story as well. It's great to know that it's going to an awesome cause.
Well, the one thing that's a little unique about the Heroes Cup is it is an invitational.
Yes.
So talk a little bit about who is invited in the community that does really come together to
Sure.
support and put this thing on.
Sure. So Native Americans are all welcome, and we have tribes from all over the place, including Canada, that come and enjoy this event every year. So we're happy to see, you know, all those faces every year, some year over year, some for the last 20 years, some new that we have come in. But we also have, you know, anybody that works for the Grand Traverse Band is also welcome. And like you said, people that are invited directly through some of our contacts here. A lot of our vendors that take place that we work with through our casino properties and our government properties, they all come and they support, and they're happy to support. Even if they can't play, they'll graciously donate some cash to the cause. And when this one came out, I think we saw an influx in that area.
What does it do, having even just this invitational event like this, but the donation events that we do, like the Cash in for Kindness at Turtle Creek? I mean, what do those events do for not only your organization, but maybe the veterans who have been impacted by the organization?
It's really easy. The other day when we were here out at the casino, somebody came up to us, World War II veteran, 94 years old, in a wheelchair, was with, I think, his caregiver, and he walked up to our table and said, "You know what, I lost what I came here to play, but I have 70 cents in change. Will you take this?" And I said, "Absolutely." You know, a $100 donation, for example, pays a water bill, pays a utility bill, buys, you know, groceries for a family of four for a week. So every single dime we receive, every single way we can cross-pollinate and promote, we want to do that as we move forward.
Absolutely. And I think another thing to touch on, you know, as we near the event, is there's some special guests who come out for it too. I mean, a very large name in the Indian gaming world.
Yep. And that name is our chairman for our National Indian Gaming Association, Ernie Stevens Jr. This will be his third year out here, I believe. He is so proud of this event, and he's proud to be the face of this now. You know, we're promoting him. He's allowed us to do that. And again, a big supporter of veterans, right? He's always supporting that. He's always shouting that out in anything he does. You know, and I'm thankful. I've been friends with Ernie for a long time. And him and his wife share that come up. They're absolutely great people.
And it is an invitational, as we've said, but there are so many ways you can still support and donate, which is exciting. So even if you can't come out to actually play in the event that day, you can still help and support. And I think you guys have some ways to do that, and I know we do as well.
Yes. Ours is veteransincrisis.org, I'm sorry, and our coded too, so all you got to do is just put your phone up to it and it'll...
Yeah, and that's the same thing here. I'm not sure if the camera can pick this up, but we also have a little barcode here, or scanner code.
Yep.
But we've made it really easy for people to contribute even if they can't participate in the event itself.
So even just, again, stopping by here at the resort, we have this stand-up banner right here in the clubhouse. So if you're coming here to golf and you'd like to support, you know, because you can't participate in the invitational, you can just come here, and it's as easy as just scanning the QR code on your phone and learning a little bit more about Veterans in Crisis, the Heroes Cup, and making that donation.
Absolutely.
And I know you guys have stuff like that over at Turtle Creek.
We do, and it's all over our social media. I think we have a social media site for Heroes Cup alone as well. So, again, I can't give enough to our marketing team and our team here at Grand Traverse Resort and Casinos. And again, for you guys, you know, it's a well worth cause. You know, again, if you're listening or you see this or hear this, you know, please contribute to the Veterans in Crisis. It's a great organization. Yeah,
thank you guys for partnering with us. I mean, this is an incredible event, and to go into the second now annual year of the Heroes Cup and just see it grow to this level, and with an organization like Veterans in Crisis and the community outreach and support, I think it's absolutely remarkable.
Absolutely.
And I know Bob Kay is very happy to see where his legacy has continued on.
He is, and he's expressed that to me personally, that, you know, this is exactly what he visioned 15 years ago, you know, when he was asking if someone wanted to take this over. And bless his heart for hanging on to it for this long and saving these dates for us and saving this great venue. We'll be golfing this year on the Wolverine, So it's a phenomenal golf course. The staff here also does a great job, maintaining the golf courses. Come out and enjoy.
Yeah, it'll be a very special day, and we're excited to have you guys part of it with us this year, Dave.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we'll include any information to donate and any ways you can support on our website. Stay tuned for the next episode of Barefoot. For more details, visit grandtraversresort.com.